experts will always tell you to grieve in your own way, and I would love to join them and tell you it's okay to grieve in your own way, because it's not easy to grieve the way someone else grieves, and it's not okay for you to craft a design for grief. I think grief is a process that makes you to just want to be free. I would say yani kuwa free ile ku freelance kind of just be free, do what you want to do, as long as you're not hurting yourself and you're not hurting anyone else. But it is okay for you to grieve and to ensure you grieve in your own style. For me, I think grief helps you to let it go, and also I think you learn with time to accept. And as I said in the previous video, that you don't learn how to just live without the person that is gone, the situation that has cropped in, or maybe a pet that you've lost, something of the sort. For me, grief is all about expressing your emotions. Do not suppress any of your emotions. And I will tell you, there are those people who will even laugh during the time of grief. They laugh it out, which I feel or I think it's okay. But very often we are used to people crying it out. And that's why when you find someone is laughing or someone looks like they are not moved, but yet they are moved, it's only that they are responding to the situation in a different way. People start judging. You hear people saying, oh, they didn't grieve their husband very well, she didn't grieve her son very well, they had an issue with the son, they had an issue with the mother, they had an issue with the father. No. Grief is all about people expressing their emotions in a free way. Kuwa freelance kabisa, freelance during your time of grief. Just freelance venye unaona, do what you feel like. It's okay for me to do this, it's okay for me to allow this to happen because it has happened. And I keep telling people, especially when it comes to loss, I would say loss, the death of a loved one. I'll talk about loss of a spouse, loss of a mother, loss of a father, loss of a son, a daughter, loss of a pet. Things that we might not be grieving about here in Africa, but you find there are people who really grieve about loss of pets outside this country. You also find divorce, separation. Jenny, you've lost something and you grieve. You find there is someone who wants to keep talking about this situation time and again. People talk and talk and talk and talk. And this is because there are things that you can not undo during your time of loss and grief. You need to get to know that grief is a process of letting go. The moment you realize that it is a process and a moment for you to let it go. Yes, it might be painful. Yes, it might not be what you are expecting. But let me tell you, it is a time of letting go, trying to accept, and also learning to live with the loss of a loved one, of a pet, loss of a relationship, loss of a title deed for your land, loss of a house, loss of a vehicle. You just learn how to live with the loss. About timing, it doesn't matter how long it takes for you to learn, but just continue learning. You know, I would say one thing I was told by one of my friends is that life is a journey, and we never stop learning because life doesn't stop teaching. So I will tell you, even in grief, you never stop learning how to continue to cope, how to continue living with grief or living with the loss, adapting to the loss of a loved one. It's not easy. I'll tell you, it's not easy. I've been there. This is the second time I am there, and it's not easy. Not easy at all. So welcome to the next episode as we continue to learn more about loss and grief.